All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS and rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shah. And what I want to get into tonight, all right, through the spirit, the power, and the inspiration of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shah, all right, is dealing with how the Lord can turn barrenness to blessings, okay? And that's going to be the theme, all right, dealing with 3 accounts where the Lord turned a barren situation, and barren, really refers to a woman, that can't conceive, like her womb is unfruitful. You see, she's not able to bear, she's not able to produce, and in the general sense, the Lord in our day to day, and ultimately on the scale of salvation and us becoming a flourishing righteous kingdom in the earth, the Lord can turn something barren, all right, to a blessing. And we have accounts where he has done so. Okay. And we're going to start off with the book of Luke. Now, this is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5. We're going to get these 3 accounts. Okay. And then we're going to tie it all in with a prophecy. All right, this is Luke 1 and 5. It says, there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was the daughter of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before the Most High, walking in the commandments and ordinance of the Lord blameless. And they had no child because their Elizabeth was barren, and they both were now well stricken in years. So the scripture said what? Elizabeth was barren. And, when you read the Bible, one thing you know about the common theme is when it will mention a woman being barren, it should trigger that the Lord is going to do something great, because there was other women that was barren in the scriptures, all right, and the Lord allowed them, okay, to be a vessel to bring forth, particular great men, in which Elizabeth, okay, in her case, she's going to bring forth, all right, a great man, okay, through the seed of his father, okay. And it says, and they were both, it's like verse 8 says, and it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before the Most High in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the Lord, and the whole multitude of the people were praying without a time of incense, without at the time of incense. So as Zacharias is burning incense, prayers is going up. And there appeared unto him angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard. So 2 things that we have to take into consideration. It says how Zacharias and Elizabeth, was known for what? Being obedient. Okay? And then Zacharias, what is he doing? He's praying, and what he's prayed for has been heard. So now you're seeing that even though their situation was barren, they stayed obedient, and eventually the Lord intervened, okay? And he answered their prayer. And it says, but the angel said unto him, fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And we know the legacy that comes with John the Baptist, man. Okay, who he was, being Elijah. Okay, coming back in his time as Elder Albert Bivens. Okay, the great legacy that he has. But he came from a barren situation. Okay, but his parents, okay, his father and his mother, they were known to be obedient, okay, even in that barren situation. And Zacharias, hey, he showcased faith through what? Prayer. You see? And we'll get on that story on another day. Okay? Now, let's go here to the book of Genesis. This is Genesis 17. Now, this is when Abraham is being blessed with a covenant. Okay? This is Genesis 17:15. And the Most High said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be called. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Okay? So let's read this in the NLT. It says, and I will bless her and give you a son from her. Yes, I will bless her richly, and she shall become a mother of many nations, meaning tribes. Kings of nations, okay, will be among her descendants, because she was used as a vessel to bring forth who? Isaac, okay, which is an heir of the promise, and it went through Jacob and the tribes, okay, and it says, then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child, so he's saying this in his mind, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? Okay? So he's looking at the situation like, how is this going to work? But see, that's when the Lord is the greatest, when the circumstances look impossible, man. And it's something that, we constantly learn as we learn, how Bashima Shai operates, man. And it's something that we, constantly learn. Speaking to myself first and foremost. So Abraham laughed at the fact, you see, because of the age. He was considering, the age. And that's one thing about it. Yahweh Shema Shai is not confined to paperwork. Like not just say not day-to-day situations. He's not confined to paperwork. He's not confined to the things of this society that can be a barrier unto our situation. The Lord is not confined to these things. He operates on the outside of everything. So even dealing with the age of Abraham and Sarah, Most High operates on the outside of these things. He created everything. Okay? So he, all right, is in complete control of all circumstances and all scenarios, man. However he wants to pull something off, no matter how, unorthodox it seems, okay? The Lord, that's how he'll roll, man. He'll do simple things in a very strange way, man, just to show that he is, Now, this is Genesis 18, all right? Now, this is when the angels visited Abraham to let him know, all right, that Sarah is about to bear. And it says, and this is the angels speaking unto Abraham. And he says, and he said, this is Genesis 18:10. It says, and he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be, all right, with Sarah after the manner of woman, which is the manner of woman is bearing children. So it was like she was way beyond that age, okay? And it said, therefore, Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord, being being old also? Okay? So Sarah was like, look, pretty much I'm washed up. Sarah like, that thing never finished. So she's making light of it, and she laughed about it. Okay? Showing you that how the Lord operates, man. The things that people conceive not to be so, the Lord make it so. Situations that seem as if it's unrepairable, the Lord will repair it. And ultimately that's the story of the nation of Israel, man. Because you look at the condition we was in that our people are in this captivity, you know, you look at it, you like there's no coming back. You see, but the Lord reserved a remnant, okay, and that remnant, hey, is gonna become fruitful and multiply, okay, and cover the earth as the sand of the sea in righteousness, man, okay. So Sarah laughed, and we know eventually what she gave birth to Isaac, okay, who is what, man, has a great name in Israel. Through him, Jacob and Esau was blessed. That's how Jacob received a blessing. Esau was blessed, okay, temporal, okay, because it was going to lead into the blessing of Jacob. So Esau had to be blessed with his blessing, okay, to fulfill prophecy to lead into Jacob's blessing, okay, and that came through Isaac. And Jacob got the eternal blessing from Isaac, okay, and Isaac came from what? A barren situation, okay, but look what it produced. Now, let's go here to 1 Samuel 1. All right, in 1 it says, now there was a man of Raman the Amzaphim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Drom, the son of Elihu, the son of Tuhu, the son of Zaph, Ephrathite. And it says, and he had two wives, the name of one Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship the sacrifice, all right, to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife and to all her sons and her daughters portion. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. But the Lord Yahweh Shai had shut up her womb, and her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb. So you have the other wife pretty much mocking, you know, because she was barren, because the glory of a woman is to what? To bear. You know, it's a woman's glory. That was a woman's glory, you know. And especially in the ancient world, was to bear seed, okay? Especially men child, all right? It says, and he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord. So it says, so she provoked her, therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou, and why eatest thou not, and why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunken. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord, and she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then will I give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. Okay? So what is she doing now? Now she's have a mindset of what? Sacrifice. You know, and that's another thing that produces greatness, you know, in a barren situation, is sacrifice, man. You know, obedience, okay? Sacrifice, okay? Those are two things, okay, that can make a barren situation productive. You see? And that's what's leading the elect to salvation, man. Okay? So let's go from there. And she eventually had who? Samuel. You see? These great men came from these barren situations, man. Okay? Now let's go here. We end it here in prophecy. All right. Now this is Isaiah 54:1. And this is going, hey, and this is heavy. And see, this is prophecy that's finna be fulfilled in this time. This Isaiah 54:1, it says, "Sing, O barren." Okay? The word barren. You see? So you hear that word barren, you know the Lord, okay, you're finna do something, man. All right? Something is unproductive, the Lord finna make it abundant. It says, "Sing, O barren." It says, "Thou that didst bear, break forth into singing and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child, for more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, said the Lord." Now, when you read it in the NLT, it says, "Sing, O childless woman, you have never given birth. Break into loud and joyful song, O Jerusalem. You have never been in labor, for the desolate woman, all right, now has more children than the woman who lives with her husband, says the Lord." And see, that's us as a nation, okay? And then that land is barren, because pretty much the land of Israel is barren of Israelites. You have Israelite foreigners over there, okay? We talking about the people that know who they are, the believers, the true Israel of the Most High, okay? It's barren, you see? But the Lord is finna make that land abundant, all right, with his true people, okay? And righteousness, man. You see? So the Lord is finna make a barren situation very, all right, fruitful, man. Okay? And he's gonna put us on the land to do what? Be fruitful and multiply. All right, it says in Ezekiel 36, it says, "Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of the inhabitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes." Okay? Because, hey, the earth, itself, because we gotta remember that the earth is in a decaying state under Esau Edom. But in the kingdom, the earth is going to flourish, it's going to bring forth abundance, and also, hey, the earth is even going to expand some more, man. You see? Like, before we even go to other planets, man, hey, the earth is going to stretch itself out, and then the Lord is going to open up, okay, like the curtains, like you open up curtains, where the Lord is going to do that with the universe, okay, or the multiverse, what you want to call it. He's going to open up them curtains, you see, and we're going to get to spread out to other planets. But he's going to open up. See, it's a lot of things close to Esau, but when we get in the kingdom, the Lord is going to open up what they call deep space, and the beyond. Like, no, the Most High is going to open that up for his people, man. You see? So he's going to take that barren situation of the land of Israel, and he's going to make it extremely abundant, man. He's going to put us back in that land, where that land is going to be inhabited by her children again, by her sons and daughters, because that land like a mother to us, man. Just as those three women, though, into those counts of actual women, where that land is like a mother unto us. Jerusalem, which above were free, is the mother of us all, man. So the Lord's just going to stretch everything out, but he's really going to open the curtains, okay, of the galaxies, man, for his people, okay? Because why? We're going to be as the sand of the sea. A little one shall become 1,000, a small one, a strong nation, okay? Those type of families don't exist here, man, but in the kingdom they will, all right? Because the Lord's going to make, because see, really, hey, these are tiny families compared to the families of our forefathers, man. These are tiny, minute families, man. You see? Well, in the kingdom, we're going to have those big, huge, gigantic families. We're going to stretch out, man. We're going to be able to stretch out, man. You see? And it says, "For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited." And make the desolate cities to be inhabited, man. And our seed shall inherit the Gentile, which is the actual heathen. You see? So we finna go from a nation to where we got generational poverty. Instead of generational wealth, we got generational poverty. But we finna be in a situation where now our children are going to inherit other people, servants and slaves. Okay? Because right now we're being inherited as slaves in this kingdom. Okay? The granddaddy was a slave. Our granddaddy, grandparents were slaves. Aunties were slaves. Mothers, fathers, slaves. We slaves. If you got children of age that's working, they slaves. Okay? Right now, we're being inherited by the Gentiles. But no, in the kingdom, it's going to be the other way around. Our children are going to inherit, these heathens, man. Okay? Showing you what, we're going to be in a good case. Okay? A situation that was barren, the Lord is going to make it what? Extremely abundant. Okay? Abundance of everything, man. So, the Lord is all about turning a barren situation into abundance and blessing. There's a thing of patience, sacrifice, obedience, and faith. So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters will edify once again. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the whole elect. Shalom.